Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a comment, by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving multiple comments. This is going to be a very weird video, but an extremely huge thank you to all the people who left an enormous amount of comments. I saw people leaving like one letter comments. There were people who left the entire alphabet as comments. I mean, like above and beyond. I didn't expect any of that, but it was quite interesting to see. And thank you to all the new subscribers as well. I'm getting, an enormous amount every single day. It's very nice to see, but it's also a bit overwhelming sometimes. On top of that, I have to say this as a side note, the cryptocurrency market is going, completely insane right now. There's a lot of new interest. I only upload videos on YouTube, and then I copy the link to Facebook and to Twitter. That's it. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Twitch. I'm not on any other platform. And I say this because I keep seeing a lot of people asking me either what my Instagram is, or that they spoke to me on this platform, or that they got a message from me on Telegram. I am not on any of these platforms. I will not ever ask you for money, which is also a big thing. People keep saying that they're getting messages from me, which are from other people who are asking them, hey, send me this much in Bitcoin or this much in Ethereum and I'll give you investment advice. That's not me on any of these platforms. I only post on YouTube, and then I copy the link to Twitter and to Facebook. Nowhere else. So anywhere else that you're hearing from me, that's not me. And I'm pretty sure you've also seen the people, multiple people daily in the comment section pretending to be me. Have fun with them in the comment section. I mean, have a little laugh, if you will, let out some anger on them. I see a lot of people giving them harsh words. Just like I had to say all that because it's daily. I see people sending me messages all the time or asking me in the comment section like, hey, you told me to message you. What's up? What's going on? And I'm like, that was not me. And without further, that was an actual ado. Let's move on. The last 8 hours have been really weird within the cryptocurrency market. The crypto prices have fumbled, if you kind of want to say that. If you look at the actual charts, at least at the time of me making this video, I think it should be around 6 hours. Depending on when you're actually looking at this, because I'm making this a little early. Not that I couldn't sleep. I rolled out of bed and I was like, all woken up, and it was like the sun had barely even arisen. The cryptocurrency market fell. It was like a sharp fall in Bitcoin's price. It says extreme leverage drove $500 million worth of Bitcoin liquidations in 1 hour. That's not the only topic that we're going to be going over. And then it fell down. There was a straight line down. It stayed there for about an hour and a half, and then it kind of shot back up. A lot of the other coins reacted quite positively. XRP shot up by 15%. I'm not exactly sure why there was no XRP news. Ethereum, I think, went up by around 7% or something like that. But it's a very weird. When you look at the market, it almost doesn't kind of make any sense. It's clear that it's abundantly clear at this point that there are tons of people who are trying to manipulate, move down, move around the market in some sort of way. As we did fall in price, it says Bitcoin free fall unstoppable, eyes 50,000. The news became quite sensational around that time period. This is the only tab that I have open for this, simply because I didn't think you wanted to see 15 more of these things. As the price fell, every single news outlet basically kept on saying Bitcoin's doom, Bitcoin to the bottom, Bitcoin to so-and-so. The entire phrase that we hear every time that Bitcoin trips while walking down the street. But then they all, of course, stopped because Bitcoin shot back up a couple of, an hour and a half later. I think we were near 51,000 or something like that. And currently, at the time of me making this video, we're at 55,500. So we've recovered, as it were. You would assume that a large part of the news would actually be about prices, I guess. But no, the main number one news topic for today, and this was on every single website, for those of you not looking at the screen, it says Americans ready to pour $40 billion into Bitcoin in the stock market as stimulus checks arrive. Everywhere, every single website I could find, there was a mention of this, that there is going to be, rather, experts behind the scenes are expecting, and many surveys have been done, that people, I believe this week, have already begun to receive their stimulus checks within the states. And it's the idea that last year we saw an enormous amount of people take their $1,200 check, the first check that they got, and push it directly into crypto. There was also speculation that a number of people had done the same exact thing to the stock market, as people were essentially without job, without whatever, and were looking for a way to make some money. And this is potentially the catalyst for the reason as to why crypto went up, and also maybe why the stock market also saw some healthy gains as well. Everywhere. Nearly 40 billion in U.S. stimulus checks may be spent on Bitcoin and stocks. Mizuho Bank survey says 24 billion in U.S. stimulus checks may be used to buy Bitcoin. And this one's the dumbest one. It says, will the U.S. government allow 40 billion stimulus check inflow to Bitcoin? It's not about them allowing it. Are people going to have the money? I don't know who wrote that title, but it needs to be fixed immediately. About 40 billion from payments may be spent on Bitcoin. We'll see. I assume by Friday we should see a very clear if it did happen or if it did not happen kind of situation. I think it took within a week for us to get the actual news from, I think it was Coinbase, who saw the most inflows of exactly $1,200 to be able to buy Bitcoin at that time. And I'm just going to throw this in there as well. Another little dad talk. I understand the temptation of wanting to throw your money into the market, but please, I implore you, if you have bills, if you have kids to feed or anything else, please put that money into, things that you need to be done first, and then invest in Bitcoin after. And like I said, and I'm saying that simply because I keep seeing a lot of people rushing into the hype of the market, but understand you need to eat before you are out on the street. So anyway, that's the stimulus news. What's this one as well? So that's the stimulus news for what's been going on. And let's move on, because a lot of this is tying into news from the last 2 days as to exactly what's been happening in our markets. It says the flagship cryptocurrency dropped to an intraday low of 54,000 at 9:40 UTC. I think even that is like a bit old in time, if you will. Down 7.4% in the European session. A correction started on Sunday after the price reached a new high of 61,000. Analysts across the cryptocurrency market interpreted the $1 billion transfer to a U.S. exchange, Gemini, as the sign of the reason why prices dropped. And so I explained this before, and if you are relatively new here, it's the idea of something called spoofing. It has many different names, but spoofing is typically the name that's given to it. It's when in any market, this can be done in any market, but cryptocurrency, because our market is only 12 years old as a whole, and if you want to really say like our market, it's around 9. It's been around for 9 years, give or take. The idea is that as we see outflows from cryptocurrency exchanges and people are taking their coins off of the exchange, therefore people have become more bullish and they're taking their coins off because they want to either custody it themselves, or they decide, hey, I'm a rebel, I want to hold my own crypto, whatever the narrative might actually be. So people have figured out that if you move a large amount of coins at one time, that this can also potentially have a very large effect on the market. I simply think it's kind of the ETF effect, mainly meaning in 2017 and 2018, we were told as a market that if we got a Bitcoin ETF, our prices would skyrocket. And subsequently, if we did not get an ETF, our prices would completely crumble. So it's kind of this idea that if you move around enough money, our market should, in theory, fall down in price because someone could potentially be trying to sell off their coins. The issue is that this can be done in a multitude of ways. And the actual, even you may not realize it, but the image of this man in a panicked mode is also doing something to your brain that you may not actually realize just from simply looking at it. It may look a little silly or weird, but the idea of you having news in the back of your head that Bitcoin has fallen in price and therefore the cryptocurrency market may at the current moment be slightly unstable, this is actually causing you to slightly panic as well and actually contemplate selling off your coins. So the people who make the news also aren't helping as well when they dump out tons of news. There's something called whale watch. And the idea is that they watch when whales are moving their coins. Very simple. Basically meaning if someone has $940 million worth of Bitcoin and they move those coins, well, therefore something is wrong and therefore the market has to go down. The idea of our market is that people have the freedom to be able to do with their coins as they so choose. However, when people do with their coins as they so choose, we start getting news that people are doing with their coins as they have so chosen to do, and therefore our market's going to go down. If that kind of makes any sense, it should. I think that was basic, plain English for everybody out there. So apparently what happened is that someone moved $1 billion worth of Bitcoin onto Gemini. It says deposited 18,000 Bitcoin into a wallet. And the idea was that, oh no, this person has deposited $1 billion into a cryptocurrency exchange. What other reason would you have to move your coins to a cryptocurrency exchange other than selling them? Everyone has to panic now because this rich person knows what they're doing over every other poor person. The same exact thing happens in the stock market. It's kind of this before the pre-market opening session actually ends up taking place, you can have a number of hedge funds who put out news over the weekend that they are bearish on said stock or said company. We are going to short it. We don't think it's actually doing that well. They can put in a sell order for $1.1 billion of the stock that they hold from that company. Everyone else sees, well, these rich people are doing it. Let's follow the exact same trend. And that's exactly what's happening within the cryptocurrency space. We know that hedge funds and institutions are in this space and they're trying to do whatever they can to manipulate the price to be able to accumulate more Bitcoin. And this is kind of the double-edged sword of the entire situation. They giveth and they taketh away as they buy more, which means that they're also still taking from the giving. So here's, for those, if you would like to read it, here it is right here. We had this situation in 2018 a lot. It was quite frustrating. It was a very frustrating time, 2018 and 19 within the cryptocurrency space, because it was clear that our market should have recovered or that we should have gone back up. But this was around the time when Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's vision, caused the market to drop because people had assumed, because people had not done their own research, that Bitcoin had forked for a third time, and therefore there were now 63 million Bitcoin floating around out there. And we had the situation where a lot of people were simply just moving around their coins. And this kept on making the news. This person has moved 800 million in Bitcoin. Big sell-off coming, and it causes people to become panicked because they go, is there a sell-off coming? I only have 8,000 in the market. That's more than I've ever had in my entire life. What do I do? So these people start to sell off their coins. It's a very diabolical yet genius way to get people out of the market who you don't want to be in the market, which is basically everyone else except for yourself. So we had a lot of people. You can also even initiate sell orders or buy orders that are so fine-tuned that they can never actually be done. So you can put in a sell order for $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, but it may be at some astronomical price or some other price that people simply say, well, Bitcoin's price is at 50,000. They put $1 billion sell order for Bitcoin at 35,000. They must know that Bitcoin's price is going to drop, and therefore you kind of get the idea of where it's going. So one of the other main things that I kept on seeing about why Bitcoin has fallen is because someone deposited money onto Gemini. Right. It sounds stupid when you finally say it out loud, but that's the entire idea of it. Trying to fake people out of the market to make them believe that either something bad is going to happen or that you have some knowledge about something that they simply do not have, and therefore it causes other people to. It's very sad, and I think it's just how a free and open market works. But it does destroy a lot of people, especially people who are new to the market. Also tying into another reason as to why Bitcoin dropped. The alleged news is that Bitcoin dropped in price because we had to fill the futures gap. For those of you who haven't been here for a while or who have been here, here's a little recap. The idea is that the CME, or the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, once again, this is a stock exchange in Chicago. Cryptocurrencies, and dare I say Bitcoin, are global, worldwide. The idea is that the CME in this one particular spot in Chicago has Bitcoin futures. They are not Bitcoin futures that are trading actual Bitcoin back and forth. They are betting on the price of Bitcoin with US dollars. 1x. The other part being is that if the futures ends, or the futures have expired, or the future is so-and-so, and it shows Bitcoin's price at 51,000 and we are currently at 62,000, people keep saying that our prices are going to drop so that we can fill the gap. Second X. It also makes absolutely no sense. We had news about this for a while, for about a good 2.5, 3 years. We've had news constantly, same exact thing with the ETF, that while an ETF would make our market go up, futures would cause our market sometimes to go down because we had to fill the gap. It is stupidity. It's nonsense. I'm tired of going over it. I'm tired of seeing news like this because it happens every single couple of weeks. We've missed about 8 times in a row where the futures ended and Bitcoin's price didn't react at all. I guess they just simply hadn't pushed out enough negative news into the market to make people believe that they should also be afraid of something like this. The point is, I was going to give some type of an analogy, but I think you understand. Even if they were trading an actual physical Bitcoin, who cares what their market says? And even if, it just logically doesn't make any sense. There's no need to actually fill a gap when it's not even denominated in Bitcoin. And if it was, why does this one spot on the map, or why should that determine the entire future price for Bitcoin? So these were the other reasons that were given. These are typically reasons that are given whenever we do see a drop in price. It's always a some type of technical analysis, tight range, triangle, broke the range kind of thing. It's someone deposited a huge amount of money on a cryptocurrency exchange. It's normally Coinbase, or is that a gap had to be filled. And then typically about 5 days from now, all the news should once again be quite rosy, as it's impossible to continuously scare people over and over the course of a 6-day period with the same exact news. Anyway, those are the reasons that I could find online as to why allegedly prices fell, continued to fall, what's next for Bitcoin, what's been happening, CME, yada, 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 and all that stuff. Anyway, that's that news, and let's move on. Next up, InvestView, a popular US-based financial services technology firm, is the latest publicly traded company to hold cryptocurrencies on their balance sheet. According to a recently released statement, InvestView now holds over $1 million in Bitcoin and other altcoins, with the company following the footsteps of MicroStrategy, Tesla, and Rush Order. The revelation was part of the company's announcement in market figures for the month of February of this year. Here, it's worth noting that InvestView's investment in cryptocurrencies corresponds to the firm's recording its highest monthly gross revenue, $5.5 million, and net income of $1.9 million ever with the firm, after also noting a 30% operating margin for the month. I guess we're just getting smaller companies trickling in now that they have also invested into cryptocurrencies in some sort of way. Cool. Sure, why not? We had news, what was it, yesterday, that pizza shop now has over $1 million in Bitcoin, or 600. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Everyone's investing in Bitcoin, and I assume this dip is probably the perfect time for them to actually get into the market, however they might choose to do so. Anyway, yeah, that's InvestView. It was also quite popular news. I guess whenever we get a new name in the market who's been buying, I guess they make headlines as well. Sure, why not news? The Oakland Athletics The San Francisco East Bay Ball Club, at the heart of the Academy Award-winning movie Moneyball, why is that in there, is greeting the new season with a Bitcoin-friendly offer for its fans. Until April Fool's Day, the club is offering a full season 6-person suite for the home season at the price of 1 Bitcoin. Currently valued at $57,000. That works out for the time being to be a slight discount, given that the fiat currency price for a suite is fixed at $64,000. Bitcoin's unprecedented rise, possibility, club, money. The club president said, part of the reason we're doing this is this is the price makes sense, sure. Since a Bitcoin is worth about the same as a season suite, it gives our fans some different choices, and it kind of tests to see if something we'd like to do in more aspects of our business. Apologies. I thought about adding this to stupid news simply because I'm going to say this out loud. And in my opinion, I think it would be a non-smart move to do something like this. If you happen to be able to have $65,000 to be able to pay for a suite, I would just pay for it in a US dollar. Bitcoin is incredibly finite, and to give up an entire Bitcoin for for essentially a hotel room is probably not the smartest thing on the planet. The other part also being is that it's I don't know. Maybe it might just be me. I don't see the reason for it. I don't see the reason for offering it only until the 1st of April. As opposed to being like, oh, hey, everyone in the stadium or everyone in the hotel, you can buy everything in Bitcoin, and having it last for like a 3-month period to kind of test it out. It's weird, right? It's not just me. Anyway, if you've really wanted to stay in a hotel and you happen to have a whole Bitcoin, well, by golly, go for it. That's the Oakland Bitcoin news, and let's move on. I just want to understand reality again. The booming non-fungible token space is about to experience another expansion, with the robot Sophia set to auction its own NFT digital artwork. So when I say bubble, I mean like Earth-sized bubble kind of thing. According to an announcement on Monday, the social humanoid robot will hold an NFT auction with Nifty on the 23rd of March. Oh gosh, I'm terrified to see what the prices are going to be. Sophia's NFTs are reportedly based on the works of artist Andrea Bonaceto with IV Gallery, or is that 4 Gallery? It should be Gallery IV or Gallery 4. A Los Angeles-based gallery in charge, not sure why it's acting up now, in charge of curating the collection. As part of the 23rd of March auction, multiple artworks. I don't have to read anymore. This is nonsense. So if you've never seen Sophia, that's the robot right there. Many interviews. I think Will Smith also had an interview with it as well. So this is not the first time that AI has made artwork. There's a lot of AI artwork and a lot of AI robotic paintings where they basically take the brush and flail it back and forth. That's not me making a joke. That's just currently where we are technology-wise. Yeah. For those of you in the NTF space, please just do your research and make sure that you're not throwing your money into anything. There are a lot of reports. I clicked on an NTF video yesterday. They're everywhere. And the amount of YouTube channels I saw discussing their NTF collections and saying, hey, I bought this for $8. It's currently worth $156. And other really crazy things like that. There were, I think I stumbled upon 5. I went down the rabbit hole because I'm like, there's so much hype. I have to also see why it's so hypey. A number of channels were actually showing that the art that they had purchased around October or January, somewhere within this time frame, they can't sell. So there are estimates on certain websites that say like, hey, you could be able to sell this for this much, but they can't because no one's willing to buy it because they're buying really crappy pieces of art from artists who have no recognition. And it's not no talent because that is completely subjective. It's more of a, there are a lot of reports as well. There's actually, we're going to get to it in a couple of seconds, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Yeah, we're going to get to that in a couple of seconds. So anyway, sure. Let's move on. Wow. I sound like a movie villain. It was like non-fungible token is the buzz in the crypto world right now. Ready gaining more popularity. Recently, Beeple's digital art sold for $70 million. So the current mania around NFTs is terrible. Like, it's really, really bad. BitClout, a decentralized social network, has been accused of selling celebrity-backed NFTs without their consent. The NFTs, called creator coins, represent the identity of top influencers. Also, the value of the coin was tied to their social evaluation and popularity. This means that people would be able to speculate on each of the coin of the influencer and make gains from the sales. For instance, before the website went down, the creator of coin of Kanye West skyrocketed above $7,000 while the market price was just $88. Bubble. This might be revolutionary in terms of social networking. However, it's bad that the tokens were sold without the consent of the celebrity. So I'm going to play devil's avocado once again and basically say that part, at least to me, is complete nonsense. We live in a world where you've seen them in the supermarket, the tabloid newspapers. What is J-Lo doing today? What is, I don't know many celebrities. What is this person who sings doing with his girlfriend on the beach? People take photos of these people, not that it's a good thing, but it's more that there's already an industry of taking the likeness or the photo of a celebrity doing something that they probably don't want you to see them doing, like eating a salad and the fork hits their nose or something like that. And these photos are then sold to another publication who then posts them. I'm sure they're not like, J-Lo, hey, we got a photo of you, I was gonna say something terrible, but I was like, no, don't say that. Doing something, other. Can we put it into our magazine? No? All right, we're still gonna do it. Thanks. All right. See you at lunch. All right, have a good day, kind of thing. So the idea that someone would take the likeness of someone and simply sell their... How many other times there are many artists who've had their faces immortalized in the faces in the works of other artists? You take their face. I like what they do, and you change the colors. And Shepard Fairey does it a lot as well. And I don't know if he's getting their explicit consent, but you understand exactly, the whole Kate Moss Banksy thing. Anyway, the point is, so the idea is that I think this website went down, and many others are going down as well. Going down as in going offline, because people are like, hey, they're using our likeness. We don't like it, which is, once again, it's nonsense because there are bajillions of photos of these people. I personally believe it probably has to do with the fact that these celebrities in turn didn't do it themselves, and therefore they're like, hey, I was planning on making tokens of myself, which is also nonsense. Don't buy any NFT of a celebrity's face. I feel sad that I had to say that out loud, but just, for a little thing further down the line. So what's been happening is, and I think it even says it somewhere around, here we go. The saturation of the NFT market has come with a growing concern regarding the rise of counterfeit products. While NFT seems revolutionary, it's not. It's a JPEG that you put onto a blockchain on a particular block. That's it. And it's people being able to say, hey, I own said artwork on said blockchain. And you know what's going to happen next? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. There are a lot of people who are creating NFTs on Ethereum as ERC20 tokens. You know what's going to happen? And I'm pretty sure it's already happened. Is people are simply going to take that image, a JPEG, once again, right-click it, and put it onto Tron as a TRC20. They're going to say, well, I found that image on Google and it was on my desktop. I clicked it and I'm the one who NFT'd it on Tron. And then it's going to happen on Cardano. And then it's going to happen on so-and-so. People are going to go, oh, yeah, my image is not worth $70 million like everybody was saying that it was. Some bad actors have taken advantage of the buzz to perpetuate fraud. Ooh, spicy words. Not long ago, an imposter made over $1 million by selling Banksy NFTs to unsuspecting individuals. No, they were suspecting. They were expecting to make money off of it. That's why they bought it. People don't buy into $1 million worth of something without the actual expectation of a profit. That's not how a lot of this NFT space is working. I am certain 98% of people who are in the NFT space are buying because they're expecting to be able to tell their friends how much money they made off of something. So anyway, the news is, and this is not the first website that this has happened with. It's more so of a, this is the news for today, so I'm telling you about this today. The NFT craze is going to crumble. It's going to implode. When I made that video the other day, I realized there were a little smidge higher of down votes, thumbs down, than normals, because people don't want to hear that what they've gotten into is garbage. It's a photo on a blockchain. That's it. I don't know how to stress that any further. So I give it by June, July. I think a lot of the very famous pieces, the most famous pieces that are going to be out there, that are already out there, I believe are going to be digitized on every other platform. And there'll be a bit of a scuffle amongst people saying, hey, well, I own the original one. Well, I own the second edition. Well, I own the so-and-so. None of it actually matters. These are JPEGs. I don't know how to make that any clearer. And 99% of them are done by artists that you've never even heard of, and these people aren't artists. You can make a you can make a profile on these websites that says Banksy and like cool red letters. You can find his image. I mean, it's so easy to do it, and I'm pretty sure it's actually all being done. Like even this second, like the waves are flowing through our heads, because that's how the internet works. Anyway, yeah, just be careful, because this is clearly at this point the ICO of 2021. What's this one? And also, I guess to finish things off, people were quite excited about this one. According to Be in Crypto, Cardano has been added to the Bloomberg terminal, a definition of the token, not the full price data. A platform used by professional traders. It is a move that could expose the cryptocurrency to a new wave of potential investors. So allegedly, here's what it looks like. Bloomberg added it to their search area kind of thing. I'm not sure why the website looks like it's from 1994, but I guess that's kind of what we get. Yeah, that's it. That was the news, that Cardano had been added to the Bloomberg terminal from 20 or something odd years ago. And I don't know, Cardano's a weird egg, simply because there's a lot of hype, energy, enthusiasm around the actual coin and platform, but it still hasn't been added to Coinbase. They added the definition of it to Bloomberg as opposed to just adding the actual coin's price. So it's always like Cardano is, imagine having a party and all your friends are inside, but at the front door, which is wide open, is like Cardano standing in the doorway. You know, like those vampire movies where they just stand there looking at you, but you have to invite them in kind of thing. It's like Cardano's in the doorway, but no one has said, Cardano, come on in. Anyway, that was a weird analogy, but you understand what I'm saying, hopefully. I watch a lot of movies. Anyway, so that's the Cardano news. I guess it's a huge step forward. It wasn't any other coin that was added to the Bloomberg terminal, but it's more of this website looks terrible. No one has updated this website? No one. I don't know if you can see or if it's cut off by the screen. It says Bitcoin currency. They didn't have the extra space to add the vowels. There's a vowel there. There's also some vowels here. They could have moved this down to around here. Anyway, this is terrible. Like, this looks awful. Anyway, that's the Cardano news. Let's move on. As always, it's weird. I'm fine with it. And normally my throat normally messes up at the beginning of the video, not towards the end, but alas, here we are. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbite University. 2 new ones. AJ Cut 5, hello. And Speedy 655. Welcome to the group. I don't know. Hello. And Carlos was like, so frustrating. It's so annoying. I'm not sure if it's the same where you all are, but the temperatures have been terrible. In Fahrenheit, I'll say it in Fahrenheit and then in Celsius. It was like, like minus 20. And then it went up to like 70. And then it went back down to like around 25 or 30. In Celsius, it was like, I don't know, minus 15, minus 10, minus 17 or something like that for a couple of days. It went back up to 20 degrees Celsius. And I was like at 2 again and raining all the time. So I don't know. It's quite frustrating to have to deal with. And Carlos was like, Mo Barazzi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Crypto Stahl, Paternoster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Moroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Knight, Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangelavodi, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, 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 very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who left a multitude of comments. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And thank you to everyone who's still here listening to my voice. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at $55,850. See, this is the DOP. This is the drop. And here's kind of the upward movement over the course of the last couple of hours, if you will. It's currently down by 4%. Ethereum's up by 0.42%. Like, the market is clearly trying to recover, but you see the exact same movement across all the coins, except for XRP. This is the thing I was telling you about. Very weird movements. There's been no XRP news unless something happened behind the scenes that I am simply not aware of, or that we're going to get over the course of the day. But it was up by, I'm pretty sure it was up by like 17, 18%. And I was like, what happened with XRP? But it's currently up by 9.4%. Nothing else too crazy. Lumens is up by 4. Luna is up by 16%. The trading volume on that has dropped significantly. That was like 1.3 billion yesterday, I believe. Theta is up by 6.85%. VeChain Thor is up by 7.6%. Cosmos is up by 7.9%. EOS is up by 5.9%. IOTA is up by 5.3%. NEM is up by 8%. Anything else crazy? Kusama is up by 8% as well. Yep, this is just about it. And something called Bridge Oracle is coin number 49. I do hope you all enjoyed. I told you it was going to be a very weird video. A lot of very weird, strange news today. Like, nothing really... Is the word cohesive? I'll use the word cohesive because it sounds nice in this context. Kind of all over the place. Completely and utterly. We'll see what happens as the day ends up going on. I give it by the weekend we should see more stability and or a clear direction as to where the market is moving, because this isn't it. This is all over the place, manic behavior. There was also, I don't have it here. Weird. I don't have it here. There was also some news that the stock market has also been like really rumbly, not the right word, over the last like day or two. And I think we just recently hit a new all-time high on the Dow Jones or something like that. It's nothing really makes sense at all anymore in any market. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.